Speak up.
Part of the Earglue Media family of podcasts.
No, not
Bum
at
bum
all.
bad
Hello,
bum bada
everybody,
bum
and
bum bada
welcome
bum
to
bum
me
bada bum bada bum bada.
with underwear on my face tonight. But anyway, I'll get that off so you can actually kind of hear me. Not that you want to, but in any case, welcome to the round table. We're back after a slight absence, sorting some stuff out. But anyway, this one's for Jonesy, by the way. Just playing this.
You turn it up a little bit. I can't even hear what that is.
You can't hear that?
Oh,
We're gonna
Van
get
Halen.
another copy
David
strike.
Lee Roth.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
get
we're
another
good.
copy strike.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank
get
you, Albert.
10 seconds at a time. That's it.
Yeah,
Keep it
that's
short.
it. I stopped it. I stopped it in time, I think. We'll probably still get one anyway because Albert's going to play Journey again. Thank you very much.
It's queued up and ready to go.
Of course it is. And strangely, though, Gowan didn't cause a problem.
Oh, I know. Well, yeah, because nobody cares about that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I don't
no,
think he
not a
did.
soul.
So, I mean, it's still a good song, but I thought that was hilarious that I figured it was both of them, but it turns out, no, Journey's really anal about it. Gowan's like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care.
I need the money.
Yeah, anybody that knows of me, that's amazing that anyone would play my song. But anyway, well, tonight's episode is really going to be more about the PlayStation stuff and all those Vader's girls all excited about Journey. Ugh, so overplayed Journey is. But anyway, so that's what this show is really going to be about. But Albert, I meant to mention this to you, and I meant to put it in the show notes, but I didn't get to it. This was brought on my Facebook. One of my friends posted this that you guys have swimming tarantulas or something? What
In
the hell
Texas?
is that? This was in Texas, yeah. Some swimming tarantulas, and I don't know. I want to come visit you and Jonesy, but if you get swimming tarantulas, man,
I'm out.
I mean,
The
yeah.
the deal
Yeah, I
might
don't,
be off.
I don't know if we do or not. If we do, they're not in my neck of the woods. I would imagine this is probably an East Texas thing, because that's usually where all the bad people and bad things live. No, I'm kidding. I love East
Wow.
Texas. I love
Ooh,
East
shots
Texas.
fired.
I'm just
Ouch.
just joking.
Wow.
The reflection
Wow.
there. But no, I have no idea.
All right. I just well maybe
There
next
are a lot
show-
of tarantulas here. I'll say that. I don't understand why. Like, you see them pretty often, and they're not indigenous. Maybe they are now, but it seems like they've crawled their way up from South America or wherever they're from. But you do see them a lot here, more than you would think, believe it or not.
See, I don't know if I'd like that. I don't know. You don't have scorpions there, do you? You have
Oh, we've got a lot of scorpions. Now, that's
Oh, yeah,
something
yeah.
you see a lot of. Yeah, scorpions, black widows, rattlesnakes, in abundance. Not in the rural areas, but certainly once you get out to the,
country.
country area, which doesn't take long in Texas. It's so big. You go 10 miles out somewhere, any direction, you'll probably hit country area.
Well, see, like, well, wow, Vader's girl's throwing some heat too. Look at that. She's
Texas
saying
is
Texas
horrible.
is horrible too.
Yeah,
Um,
she's on fire today.
yeah, really. I mean, geez, you guys are brutal. I mean, I want to go to Texas, but if you get swimming tarantulas, the deal is off, man. I'm not for that. But anyway, I guess we should start with the tribes thing for Motley Crue. This was Joe's little treat that he put in. Hopefully Albert can pull this up. Joe says we won't get a copyright strike on this because
Nobody wants to claim ownership of this. Not one person.
yes. So Albert's gonna share this here, and let's see what we get.
I think he's got a
Hopefully you can
story
hear
or
it.
two.
Well, it's not that exciting. I hope I didn't hype that up too much. Oh,
No, I can't-
whoa. Can you hear that?
No.
I heard for a second.
Oh, there we go. Hold on. Did you hear that? Oh, my
Nope.
goodness. Here we
Oh,
go.
geez.
Manscaped.
Manscaped is back.
Man,
Well, I can do this.
Oh
I think I
wow,
can do-
good lord.
We'll come back to that in a little bit. Vader's girl's getting all excited.
Well, to be honest, I could do this. I could do well. Hey, that's a good song right there. I mean, there we go. Can we get this one?
Can you hear that now?
Nope.
Nope.
Tech support live on air. No, I can't hear anything.
All right, here
That's
we go.
Did you
great.
Well,
I
click
can
the
hear it. It
little
sounds
audio
awesome.
button
Yeah.
when you shared it?
I'm doing it through my phone here, so this is the song. So Joe, I don't know. What did you? This is.
I just can't
awful.
believe I just can't believe this exists. I can't believe they did this.
Albert's like looking like, yeah, nope. But you have a story for this, Albert? I'm not surprised.
Sort of. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not that exciting of a story. Let me see if I can pull this
Right.
up again here while I'm talking.
Well, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna
Joe
shut it
asked me
off.
before we came on the air. Had you ever played Trides? Are you hearing that now? No, I know
No.
why, but I'll keep talking. So
Okay.
yes, I did play Tribes. In fact, as a matter of fact, so Tribes 1 came out This is during the time we had like LAN parties and we were all getting together, bringing computers and like
Get around the
15-inch
campfire,
full
kid.
size CRT model, monitors and hooking them up and playing. And we did Tribes 1, which was okay. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It brought a lot of new elements that we really hadn't seen before, like in the multiplayer co-op type games. But Tribes 2 was something we played religiously. In fact, we got into, so I was part of a 5v5 team called GT.
None of this surprises me at all.
Yeah,
Not even a little bit.
We at one point we were ranked. So this is at the height of Tribes 2. We were ranked in the top 100 worldwide in terms of the five versus five teams. So there was about, I think, 10 of us total, 12 of us, and then we'd all have kind of rotating shifts and stuff. But I was playing it so hardcore that I was actually at that level to compete in the top 100 5v5 capture the flag. That's in my heyday. This is like I don't even know when this came out. 90s, right? Mid 90s, late 90s.
Tribes 2 was 01, I think.
This is when I was out chasing women, Albert.
I was too, and I had a disc
whoa.
launcher in my hand, and I was trying to get them before they got the flag over to their base. I was chasing women just as much as you were.
I was playing this at summer camp with my other
Really?
childhood
Well,
friends.
that I believe, because Albert and I are older than dirt these days. But I don't
Right.
remember this game at all. But I
You
wasn't
kidding
into
me?
the.
You didn't. Wow, that's crazy. So imagine it was a first-person shooter, and then they introduced these elements of like being able to buy different types of armor and different loadouts, and you had different weapons, and it was really all capture the flag more than anything.
Yeah, it blazed a lot of new paths for online multiplayer stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I did play it, and I just don't remember it at all.
You are very old.
Yes.
Memory is
Well,
definitely
Albert's
not what it
older
used to
than
be.
me, man. Albert's the old.
Yeah,
one.
I'm
I'm
actually pretty darn old.
Yeah, but you're spry for your age, Mike.
Oh, wow.
Not so
Right.
much.
That's kind of mean, Joe. Thanks. But anyway, all right. Well, that's the tribe story. Anything else we want to add to that miserable piece that we just
No, that would have been better if any of us could manage to screen share, but we all suck at this. So
Yeah. Well,
I
we
mean,
can screen share this.
Well, the story you didn't talk about why we even picked that. Wasn't this so? The Motley Crue is the one. The Motley Crue. Look at me, they sound like an old dude now. The Motley Crue. No, Motley Crue did the music
the
for
Motley
that.
Crue.
yeah, I don't know how much they paid. I'm sure way too much. But Motley Crue recorded a original Tribes 2 theme song that I found like one interview they were willing to admit to doing it in, and otherwise it is just some like obscure piece of weird gaming history that disappeared. I don't even know if it actually made it into the game or not.
So it does make it into the game. However, if I remember correctly, it is just the instrumental. Like I had never heard this version that you drudged up here, which is
with those tribes, the one word over and over again. Tribes.
Yeah, that's not at all. I had no idea that there was even lyrics to this song, to be honest.
Well, it's just one lyric, really. It's just tribes.
That was the end of the heyday for Motley Crue, unfortunately.
There you go.
Oh,
there it is.
Now wait, here comes the lyric.
Oh, there's a laugh. I forgot about the laugh.
I said Christ. Or is it tripe? Tripe?
That's actually as much of that as I want to handle right now.
All right,
I think that's as much as anybody wants
I
to.
can't take any more of that.
Yeah,
Actually,
I can't believe.
You know what's going to happen? YouTube's going to pay us for playing that one.
Right, it's like a reverse
money back.
monetization.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. But anyway, all right. Well, let's get into Sega and their stuff. Now this, I know my buddies over at the One Up Weekly covered this a little bit. This whole micro thing. I don't understand the whole concept.
This is horrible.
This is stupid. This is not going to fly in America. I don't think. Maybe in Japan. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be very successful anywhere. But yeah, they did this. So there's 4 different Game Gear micros. They each have a couple of games on them. They're $50 a piece. So if you want to play all the games, it's $200. If you pre-order the whole package, you get a magnifying glass that attaches to their front, which you will need because the screen is 1 inch size.
Yeah.
So
What?
it's a
your
1
phone's
inch
bigger.
screen. The screen is the same diameter as a quarter. Smaller.
How can you even play them? How?
You can't play this. You can't play this. See if you can scroll.
Especially
I don't know if there's a picture in this article or not of somebody holding on to one. See if you can scroll down and find it. There might be. It is, if not, like,
There's
look, there's the magnifying glass you
Oh,
for
that's
pre-ordering.
ridiculous. I mean, that's no
bigger
different
than
than
Yeah, but like it's unusable. Google Google a quick picture of the Game Gear Micro. There's a picture of somebody holding all 4 of them in his hands. Give you an idea of scale. Um,
was
it's
this
a joke.
Sega's big announcement that they were touting last week?
No, this is a separate
just
announcement
kidding,
that
I'm
came
kidding.
before the big one.
Yeah,
See if I can find any.
Right there.
Right
There you go.
We'll go with this one.
No, go the one with all 4 in the palm.
That one.
There you go. There's your idea for size.
That's just
So is that a kid's hand,
That's-
adult hand, Donald Trump's
that's-
hands?
that you can't look at these.
I mean, the
meaty
screen
fingers. You
the
think I
screen
can
is
play
the
that?
exact same width across as a quarter.
Yeah,
So
Mike, you couldn't play this. You've got like oven mitts for hands. There's no
Yeah,
way.
Really, I mean, this isn't gonna look at this. My fat
Yeah.
fingers aren't gonna be able. Not
There's
only
no way.
that, I can't see crap these days. You think I can see 1 inch? I mean,
Right.
give me a break.
I couldn't play that. I wouldn't want to play that. It's got a keychain loop on it.
I don't know what they're trying to.
$50 seems steep for that. $200 for the set
I'll
seems
give- you know what?
ridiculous.
I'll give you a quarter. That's what I'll give you. And even then, I'm not gonna.
That does seem
not
pretty
even
steep.
not even 3/4. I'm like,
No, I wasn't a Game Gear guy myself. I was a Game Boy, which is odd.
I
because
had a Sega Nomad. I
Oh,
never had a
yeah.
Game Gear though.
Nomad
See,
is
I was-
awesome.
Nomad was
Game-
cool, although you got like 14 minutes of gameplay before the batteries
Battery
died, but it
died,
was
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
the
I was the
glory days.
CDX Sega CDX person, so that was the everything included. So it was the Sega CD, it was the Genesis, but it was all on a compact, portable player.
Hmm.
Anyways, that was
Yeah.
the way to go. But so
I
what are the
just-
games on here? I mean, I guess you're getting like Sonic, right? I would imagine that's one of them.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were. There was nothing that really
Phantasy
jumped out at me. I think
Stars,
Sonic
probably.
was the biggest one.
Shinobi. They're gonna give you all their
Well, here you go. You
staple games.
That's-
Yeah, but the
you
thing
gotta-
with the Game Gear is that they were all bad versions of the
Yeah.
actual game.
Right.
They weren't like the same game you got. They were just like bad short versions of the Sega Genesis game. So
Yeah, they had very few in the way in the line of like exclusive Game Gear titles. They were all ports, and then they were scaled down considerably.
yeah, and I don't really remember there being any good ones. I mean, I didn't have one. My friends had one. I don't remember there really being anything good on it. Like, it was cool that it was in color, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think what was a big seller at the time. But wow, yeah, no, I don't know that I'd pay $50 for these. Oh, they're the games. I see them. Okay, that's Sonic.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Outrun.
Outrun was cool. That's kind of, but I don't remember how
Fantasy
the Game
Star.
Gear one was.
Yeah, that's not gonna.
Yeah,
I say this and
Tribes.
watch. I'm gonna have one of these on the next EGM Round Table.
I'm sure you will.
I'm
I
already
don't
thinking
doubt
about
it.
it.
Well, let's
Here's
get into
their
the-
actual big news. Here's their news that they said would rival the PS5 announcement, and it's fog gaming.
and
And it's as dumb as it sounds.
yes, it's gonna work maybe in Japan, where the servers are, right, Joe? It's not gonna.
Well, it's not even servers. That's the thing. They're repurposing the
CPU, right?
arcade machines that are not being used because
Nobody goes to
pandemic.
arcades?
Well, arcades are big over there, but you can't go to
I
them
meant,
now.
yeah, right now nobody goes to them.
Yeah. So they're repurposing those arcade machines because they're internet connected now over there to provide like a streaming games service, sort of, where you can stream games from the arcade machines. And they're calling it fog gaming, I guess, sort of like cloud gaming,
Cloud
but it's
gaming.
not quite in the cloud. It's
It's in the fog.
it's in the fog. This is not impressive or exciting or anything. This is not a revolutionary announcement. I feel like they oversold it a little bit.
a little.
Just
here.
a little bit, yeah.
This was. I don't know what was a bigger letdown. This or the Last Jedi.
Oh
'cause
my
I-
goodness.
Oh,
I
man.
had to. I had to.
Oh man, Mike.
Come
This
on,
is
Brando,
my
ladies
all right.
and
word.
gentlemen.
To be fair, it's the Last Jedi. But let's. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe some kind of a return of some sort of a console, but not a big to do. But I don't know. When you started saying it's going to rival the PS5 announcement, you kind of like your mind goes places it probably shouldn't have went.
Yeah,
And-
well, I feel like that was like a reporter that said that based on some things that he was told. So I feel like they kind of got done dirty a little bit. Like maybe they didn't want it to be sold that big, but it got sold that big, and that's
yeah, that's a
unfortunate.
yeah. Well, that's the day and age we live in. All right, I guess we don't need to talk much about this. We should probably get into the
Yeah, we got plenty to talk about coming up here with the PS5 stuff because they launched a huge offensive with like a hour plus stream yesterday.
Wait, so we're not going to talk about RoboDog or the artificial eye?
No. We're gonna
Oh,
skip that.
those are the only
Sorry.
stories I read. All right.
Well, I'm
He
sorry.
put those in there just to waste your time. Don't worry.
Boy, did he did, because that was all over the RoboDog
because that was
story.
from like 2 weeks ago, and that
Oh.
just didn't pan out. So
He started these notes 2 weeks ago, but he didn't share them with us until today.
Exactly. Literally today. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that.
Okay. Anyway, so let's get into the PS5 here, and I gotta be honest. I'm a little relieved because it wasn't the toilet one. It wasn't that black thing that they had going around.
Oh,
with
like
a
the
toilet.
leaked
Yeah,
images?
well, that was that thing that was going around was the development console.
Yeah.
Whatever,
So-
those always look weird.
So I was relieved it wasn't that. However, I don't know how I feel about this.
I love this thing. This thing looks like an Alienware computer banged a router, and I'm all for it.
That's a good
birth of-
description.
yeah,
It is a
the
good-
bastard child of that couple. Yeah, I would agree. It's a very interesting design. I mean, it kind of breaks tradition for them. They've always stuck to some sort of a box looking thing, but this one, I don't know. It's the high collar that throws me off.
It's a big V because it's the fifth PlayStation.
Well, is that really true?
I mean, I don't know if that's true, but it is a big V. So
Joe's going with that. That's what
I'm
he's
gonna go with it.
The big
I
V.
like the
Let's
thing.
not call it the big V, because that just nah.
I mean, I'm gonna call it the big V.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. It looks like it belongs in Lord of the Rings. There, put the eye on there.
I see
you
like
know?
Portal. Like, I don't know what
Yeah,
it is. Maybe
Portal.
it's just the color scheme, or
I love a Portal.
I don't love
design.
the color scheme. I'm hoping there's a all black or a reverse color scheme, something. But I
Wait,
think
so. Didn't they show? Haven't we seen a black controller?
we have seen
is
an
that
all
somebody-
black controller. We have seen
Yeah.
an all black controller.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I was hoping they do the gray, like old school, like the
Oh,
original.
the PlayStation original.
They
PlayStation?
might. I mean, they did stuff like that for the PS4 right after launch. I have the original PlayStation controller and headset and stuff for my PS4. I like the thing. I think some of this is like some of it is outside the box. It's bold. It's like definitely not just the cube that Microsoft is putting out. It lays down, it stands up. So, I mean, you don't have to worry about that. I think some of this might be informed by cooling. I don't know if you noticed, there is a lot of vent on the front
Oh,
of
yeah.
that thing. And the PlayStation 4 is notorious for being super loud because it had awful airflow.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they kind of started with airflow and designed back from that. But either way, I dig the weird alien future. It's like a Mass Effect thing.
No, I mean it's better than what I thought it was going to be. And like you, Joe, it was in the chat earlier. I'm going with the digital one because I
Yeah, for
haven't
sure.
bought any physical anything, so I've decided to do digital.
Like these things are going to be expensive.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. The PlayStation
yeah.
and the Xbox are both going to be really expensive this year. And even if it's a $50 difference, that means I can buy one and a game instead of not getting a game because I mean they didn't announce prices.
Yeah.
So nobody has yet. But I'm expecting these to be at least as much, but probably a good bit more than the last generation was to start with.
Oh, of course.
So
yeah, it'd be pricey.
it's gonna be
Howard,
pricey.
What about you? Digital or just
I'll probably go with the digital. I don't have much physical media these days.
Yeah.
Period. So, and I'm glad that they're at least. And I'm not going after the. I mean, whatever. I mean, they knock off. If it's $250 cheaper, then I'll feel good about it. But I mean, I was going to get the digital version anyways, and only because of the physical media thing, not because I'm price conscientious about it.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I hope it's significant. I don't know that it's going to be though, because I mean, it is. What are they? You're getting rid of a 4K Blu-ray player, which
Right.
they're mass producing now. I doubt they're going to shave off much off that.
My guess is 50.
$50.
The most I could possibly see is 100, and that would be on the outside edge, I think, of what they would go for. As long as we're not looking at a situation like the all digital Xbox was, where that one ran lower specs than the
Right.
Xbox One X. As long as they're not looking at a performance hit, I'm totally going all digital. They just haven't specified on that, but I don't think there will be. I think the PS5 digital will just be minus drive. I also think the drive looks like they just tacked it on. I think it looks better without the drive.
It does look better without it.
It's like, we'll just throw that on there.
It's
Like they designed the thing. You're like, oh shit, there's supposed to be a drive on this.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah, like,
glued it to the
oh
side.
crap, we totally forgot.
or the picture on the right is the hey, we're having a baby, and the one on the left is the baby's due any day now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
Right, all you need is like the little like letterboard with like
Yeah,
ready to get out of here.
it's a drive. So before we get into the games, are you either of you planning on pick this up when it releases, like day of?
Um,
I'm gonna wait on price before I make the decision.
yeah,
This year obviously a little bit different money wise than previous years might have been. So that's gonna play into things. But depending on where it falls price wise, I'm definitely interested enough to pick it up at launch window.
I see about
Yeah.
$600 worth of liquor back there behind you. So
This
Being
is
hurt-
this is a long time worth of collecting. This is not all.
Gotcha.
I thought it was
This is not all.
last
This is
month.
not all one purchase.
Right. I thought you did this just to get a background for the show, but I
No,
get it.
no.
Yeah, I thought
These
this
were all
was
sitting
like,
in a box. Well, not a box, but underneath the bar before.
I see.
Oh, all right, okay. Well, go
What
with
about
that
you, Mike?
story.
You gonna pick it up day one?
I don't know because I got a lot of the arcade 1-up stuff that I want to get. There's a lot of pinball machines coming out that I want to get.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure because, well, see, to me, the thing I'm really looking forward to, and before we get into the games, is obviously Cyberpunk when it comes out
Mm-hmm.
later this year. That's where I want to, I'll be playing that. I believe it transfers over to this one nicely, or whatever they said. I can't remember what they said. It was a few weeks ago when we did the engine thing. I think they said it'll just scale up or whatever it does. I don't know. So yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
That's going to be a this generation game anyway. So even
Yeah.
it'll just run better on the new one, but you won't need this to play it, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where I am at that point. Like Joe says, price point. I mean, if it's especially the holiday season, you find some kind of a deal or whatever, I'll probably say, yeah, what the hell? I'll go broke. At this point, I mean, by the time September comes, I'll be buying all these arcade machines and pinballs. I'll be broke as it is. Why not? What's one more?
What's one more? Sure.
Not that I play PlayStation all that much though, so I don't know if I'm gonna part ways right away or just wait. Because it's gonna be fairly pricey just to get it so I could play Cyberpunk. When I could do the same thing on my PS4. So I don't know. We'll see. How about you? You waiting or are you gonna pull
No,
the
I'll
trigger?
get it. I'll day one. I mean, I'm ready to throw the money down on the deposit to secure it, whatever it takes. At this point, I'll pay full price. But yeah, I got to have it first day one.
Really? I'm a little surprised.
Well, I've done
by that.
every PlayStation console that's been out.
Yeah,
with the
so-
exception of the first one.
I've done them all. I've always been a PlayStation first, and then a couple of times an Xbox also. House, even when I was a kid. So like I'm going to get this.
Right.
It's just going to
It's a matter of
be.
when.
I would love to get it right away. Right. Just the nerdy gamer dude in me wants to have it day one for no other reason than just to have it.
Yeah.
But it's going to depend. Like it's going to depend. I'm hoping that it's like, maybe like $449 for the digital one, and then at that point I'll probably pre-order it.
Yeah, I could. That's
That's kind of
tempting.
where like the ballpark I'm in right there.
Yeah, it's
If
kind
it's
of tempting.
500 or
Yeah.
550 for the digital one, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, now that's where you really start going, okay, are the games that are at launch that good that I just cannot wait for them and I have to play
Yeah.
them? Beyond that,
Right.
I don't
And
know.
that's the other thing too that like plays in here. A lot of these games are 2021 because software development took a way harder hit than hardware manufacturing did during the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of these games are 2021. A lot of these games aren't going to be out for 4 or 5 months after this console drops. So
Well, that kind of happens every time though when a console.
I mean like way more. Like they're talking like they're going to be launching with like probably 6 games.
Yeah. So see,
and-
I mean, is it worth? I don't know. I mean, I think like you said, Joe. I think you said it the other day in Discord. You could wait. It's not gonna.
This generation more than most is one you can wait for. I think mostly just because of the cadence of releases is going to be a little rough. Both consoles on this one. So I mean, they haven't really detailed what that looks like yet, but Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have all kind of had their various statements. They've gotten out in front and been like, "Hey, I mean, console manufacturing is doing pretty well, but just so you guys know,
Developing.
everybody went home and we couldn't really develop software while they were at home. So a lot of stuff is a little behind. But they
Which
didn't
means
really
6 months.
set, I mean, they set expectations, but they didn't give details. So I don't know how bad that's actually going to be delay wise, but it sounds like they're trying to set expectations for some disappointment there.
Fair enough. Tone it down a little bit, so maybe we could surprise some people. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just I think I don't know. I think I'll probably wait, but you never know. I'll see the price. I'll see a shiny thing. Albert will get it. I'll get jealous. I'll want to have it.
Yeah. As soon as one person in Discord says they pre-ordered it, you're going to pre-order it. I know you, Mike. You're
Yes,
not
I
going to
know.
be
I
able to
can't
not
help
do it.
myself. I can't help myself, Joe. I have a sickness. I can't
I
help
know.
it.
I'm aware.
I
So
just
yes,
can't help
Mike's
it.
going to get it open.
Just one?
launched for you
Really?
also.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
a sickness, singular. That's
Not true. There's a lot of them in there. The shed will tell those tales.
Leave the shed out of this. That poor shed. Didn't
All
do
right, we
anything
got
for me.
a ton of games. They talked
All
about
right.
a ton of games,
Well,
and they
let's get
opened.
into
They
this.
oddly started with Grand Theft Auto 5, which is like an 8-year-old game, but they did start there.
All right. You want to talk about it? 'Cause this is-
I mean, they're just two quick bullets on that. Not a lot to say. They're going to have an enhanced version, and they're also going to give a first time ever available standalone online. GTA Online will be free in its own separate store entry, which they haven't done yet for anything. So that's it. Grand Theft Auto 5 enhanced and also online.
All right. Well, let's get to the one that's caused some buzz in Discord
A little
between
bit.
you and Cab, and I lost track of everything here, which is Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I don't know what's going on with you and Cab there in the chat. I don't know what the deal is. I kind of got lost, but I'm a little
So
confused.
what happened.
myself,
Is this
so-
a who's better, Peter Parker or Miles
No.
Morales thing?
No,
Here's the
no,
confusion.
nothing like that.
Telegraph asked, I forget his name, but the EVP of business for Sony Europe about this game. And he used, I think, probably some very poor wording and said that they were expanding that it was an expansion of the mechanics and this and that of the previous game,
PS4, yeah.
the PS4 game. So the immediate reporting from like IGN and whatnot said that this was an expansion to Spider-Man PS4.
Oh,
But it's
Ooh.
not. The developer and Sony have gotten out there since then and clarified this is a standalone game. What is not an expansion is not attached to. You don't have to have Spider-Man PS4 to buy this. You buy this separate and play it. But it's a smaller. Think like Uncharted Lost City or Far Cry Blood Dragon. It's a smaller, shorter experience. My guess would be based on those two examples that it's probably like a $40 game, 10 hours. It's not Spider-Man 2. It's like an in-between entry. What I think he was trying to say was they took the core game, the mechanics, the city, whatnot, from 4 and expanded from there, expanded on the game from there to make this game. It's not a new engine. It's not a fresh start. It's a like you would get with a lot of sequels, right? They started with the old game, they took stuff from it and made this, but you're not playing as Peter Parker. It's not just a remaster of the first game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new story, a new game. It's standalone, but it's not a full size 25-hour thing like the first one was.
So then, yeah. So the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, so what am I paying for this, right? I mean, I don't want to pay $60 for a 15-hour game that doesn't feel like a true sequel.
My guess, I mean, they didn't say. My guess, usually when you start using those words like standalone, expansion, when you start getting in that realm, you're usually looking at the $40 range.
All right.
That a
Yeah,
bad thing?
I mean, they'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it looks awesome.
Oh, it
And
does, absolutely. I mean, especially if this is all truly game footage, which I've taken everything was that they showed.
so everything in this at the end says recorded from PS5 hardware.
Yeah.
So it could be cinematics, it could be or is captured on PS5. Could be cinematics or whatever, but it is definitely all in-engine on PS5. It's not like some highly rendered PC running it, which is where Microsoft got in trouble last time on their event because all that was running on PCs that were comparable to the Xbox One Series X, and there was no gameplay footage.
Yep.
So I think it will look somewhat similar to this, but who knows?
Oh, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to play.
The style looks
Miles.
cool. I like the music in the trailer. Like this had me. I'm into it.
I'm cool with
Yeah,
it.
I can do the audio here. Sorry, buddy.
Now it's your turn.
Yeah,
That's
I'm into
your
it.
turn.
I mean, especially Miles Morales is
Yeah.
amazing character. I mean, I don't know that I'd ever say this because I was a big Peter Parker fan all my life, but what they did with his character in the comic books, and then certainly what we saw. Was he in
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. That's one of the best Spider-Man movies I've ever seen.
I
But
think that is the best Spider-Man movie.
I'd put it up there. Yeah.
Right. So they got a lot of things going for them, and there's always this debate about whether or not Sony should just let the license go and all that. But I mean, if this game proves to be well, and given them what we got with Into the Spider-Verse, I'm okay with them holding on to it. But I really would like to see them. I don't want to start getting into that debate. Like
Well,
to see them.
Don't
do
worry.
that.
Disney will buy them soon enough.
Well, yeah. Well, he was the primary character in the first Spider-Verse, and there's a Spider-Verse 2 coming out. So, I think he'll really be the primary character in the second Spider-Verse. So, I'd like to see them keep going that route, and I would like to see them. My guess is that they are well into development on the second Spider-Man game, like the full size one, but they're going to be, my guess, probably like another 2 years. Those are big undertakings, and this is like hey, don't forget about us. Here's a game. Here's a game to hold you over. Play this one now because it's been a couple years. Don't forget about us. We're still here doing our thing.
Oh, I'm sure Miles will pop up in that as well. So
I'm sure he'll. My guess is he'll be the main character. They set it up for that in the last game. So
actually,
All right,
my
what's the next
daughter's
one?
favorite is Spider-Gwen. She loves Spider-Gwen. That's her favorite spider person, woman, man. I don't know, but anyway, what other games we got, Joe? Shall we? Or are you still?
yeah, no, I'm done here. Gran Turismo 7. It's been a long time since a real Gran Turismo came out in form. They didn't give a date for this. It looks fantastic, but all car games do. I'm sure it'll play great because Gran Turismo games play great, and that's kind of all I have to say on that. I don't know. Do you guys have anything on Gran Turismo?
Not really. I haven't
Yeah.
really been into
No.
racing games since Road Rash, which is the greatest of all time.
Road
Wow.
Rash. My goodness, Mike.
That's-
That's so old.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Wow. Whoa,
Anyway,
whoa,
so the
whoa.
next thing up was Ratchet and Clank. This looked
Dude,
awesome.
Show
This, I
some
think, was the
respect
first
for
thing.
that game.
This
young
the
man.
first thing, Mike. That game is super old. Let's forget about it.
Digitized
wanna talk to you.
graphics. Yeah. Go ahead.
I
Keep
don't
going.
wanna talk to
Go, Joe. Go.
This Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I think, was the first thing that really wowed me, showing off the capacity for the PS5 to load new environments instantly. Did you guys watch this yet, or is somebody going to pull this up?
I'm pulling it up right now. I'm getting through my manscaping commercial. Give me a second here.
So they show you jumping through portals into entirely new worlds seamlessly, no loading, and quickly over and over again. And this kind of gives you the like, so you'll see here. This gives you the idea of how quickly they can bring in new environments off of this ridiculously fast internal storage, what they've been touting as the strength of the system. And you'll see here in a few seconds, he really gets a tear going through these portals. And this game looks really fun.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played a Ratchet and Clank. I think I did the original one. I had the one for the PSP. And I kind of fell away from the series at that point for no other reason than I just didn't have the time anymore. But the games were always good. The acting was good. The writing was good. It was funny, corny, cheesy at times. And this does feel like, there's always that game that feels like it started off as a technical demo and they said, wow, we could really just continue to do this and let's turn it into a game. And it feels like this is one of those, but it's in good hands. I mean,
this here is where the portals
crazy.
really show, where he's like falling through them and you're getting entirely new environments. There's another section up here where he does the same thing, but he's traveling linearly. But it does feel like they were like, oh, we can do this cool portal thing. Let's make a whole game around this.
Yeah, I don't think it's even hard. Like, it's hard to explain just how powerful the system is or what they've achieved here by doing this, right? Being able to render entire environments on the fly like this, right? I mean, it's just
Instantly.
instantly is just kind of mind blowing.
Even on the PS4, that would be a 10-second or 20-second loading screen minimum at every portal load, right? Think about. I mean, that's just bonkers. I have.
But they showed that in that demo though with the Unreal, like that similar thing. That was instant, right? When we were watching that. So.
Yeah, but that wasn't. They weren't.
Well, that was the engine. That wasn't.
Yeah, right. But they also weren't bringing in, like
Yes.
entirely new environments over and over again. He's like, they're changing the entire
Everything.
game world. Yeah.
Oh,
Here we go.
Ooh, what's
Oh,
this one, Albert?
It's my buddy over at Black's.
I remember
Oh,
cooking
wow.
my first pizza
No,
for
this
the
is
first time
Masterclass.
years ago.
If you
Oh.
guys ever come to Austin, we got to eat barbecue here, by the way. But anyways, we're not gonna keep
Oh,
going.
well, it's better than the Manscape. I mean, that
It
always
is
comes up
a
and
step
haunts
up
us.
from.
I mean, what does that say about what Google knows about me? I'm either looking
Yeah.
at Manscaping or barbecue, which they're not far off. So
Wow.
thank you.
What is
He's
this
either
thing?
shaving or eating. There's
Oh,
nothing in the middle.
Shaving or eating, yeah. Sometimes I eat while I shave. Sometimes I shave while I eat.
They didn't have. So the next thing they showed was Project Athia.
Oh yeah, that one.
They didn't show a ton on it, but it looked really cool.
Is this
I'd
the
like
cartoony?
to know more about it.
This is a
Ninja
Square Enix one.
I don't remember.
Here, I'll pull it up here.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't remember. I know there was a few that I kind of paid attention to, but I was waiting for the console. I wasn't really. I know Albert was tweeting them, not tweeting them, but posting in Discord. 'cause-
Yeah, I was just sharing like comments
Yeah.
as I was going by, like things that were popping in my head. Some of it was kind of stupid and stream of consciousness, but yeah.
I don't do stream of consciousness because my stream of consciousness is not fit for Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks really cool to me. I think there's like potential for this to be really awesome. Honey.
Oh, wait.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, Square is always so. I don't want to. I'll be nice. I love Square, I really do. But they are another one of these for whatever reason, they seem like they push the technology envelope first, especially out of launch. They really try to like go in and do as much as they can, which is kudos to them. And then sometimes maybe the story isn't always, it's kind of second best, or the voice acting is not as great as it should be. But there's one thing about them. I mean, they put out some amazing looking games every single time and consistently. And it's hard to say because this is a new IP, right? I don't think we've ever. And correct
Yeah,
me if
this
I'm
is
wrong.
new.
This is new. I've never.
This is
seen
new, yeah.
that looks pretty cool.
It looks really cool. I'm all for it. I get what you're saying. Although I feel like Square does have high points sometimes, right? Like a couple of the new Tomb Raiders were really good across the board. I mean, not everything they make is Kingdom Hearts, right? So
Right.
we can take solace and comfort in the fact that it's not necessarily going to be a Kingdom Hearts game. But I think it's really cool. I'm excited for new properties, right? We haven't had a lot of new properties this generation. A few, but that does look really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they were one of the first studios that I remember where they were starting to blur the lines between what was CGI and what was actually rendered, through the engine. This one, it seems like it is kind of a action adventure game.
Yeah, it looks a little more Tomb Raider-y than
Sure.
some of their RPG stuff does.
Yeah, I mean that's. We've already played it twice, and there's not a whole lot there.
Yeah, there's nothing. I think that it's got a project name, Project at the end. I think this game is years away.
All right, what else we got? What else is coming up here, sir?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of games here, so why don't you guys just chime in with the ones you want to talk about? Because I don't think we actually
could
want to talk
talk
about all, like
about-
30 of them.
Can we save mine for the last? Because I think y'all know which one I want.
Actually, I'll Deathloop actually looked good, but here's the
Oh
problem.
yeah, Deathloop did look good. Like, oh, go ahead. No, you tell me your problem first.
Bethesda. That's the problem. That's the problem. I don't.
Studio?
Bethesda makes some fine games. They just occasionally they have some problems. Like they've really only messed up Fallout 76.
It's still is. I don't know, but
I mean,
it looked really
Doom
cool.
Doom is a Bethesda studio. Wolfenstein's a Bethesda studio. Quake is a Bethesda studio. I mean, those are all id games, but they're all Bethesda studios. Your Skyrim and your Fallout. I mean, they make good stuff. They just also have like a very recent black mark. That's all.
All right, okay. I've at least had. But anyway, this looked really cool.
I mean, this was the game when I saw it, I was like, oh boy, here we go. I mean, because the first thing that stuck out to me was like the graphics didn't look as clear, clean. It looked a little blocky, and some of the animation didn't look as smooth. And like right here, right? I mean, their movements didn't seem very natural. The environments look kind of cool, but there's just something was off. But I get it now.
that's the style.
It's the style, and it's
Yeah.
also it. I mean, all this is forgiven in terms of just how unique the gameplay is here. Because like even right now, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, headshot, right, no big deal. But as this goes on, you're like, whoa, what the heck's going? I mean, there's just some really cool things and game mechanics that they've introduced here that are.
Yeah. So you're supposed to be able to play as either
The hunter.
either
one of the
person here.
agents, yeah.
Either one of the agents here, and I just love the idea. I also like really dig the style of this game. Like the graphics, kind of they're a little cartoony, but whatever. That doesn't really bother me. But like just the style, like the way they like the restart loop look, the graphic right there.
Yeah. The aesthetic is awesome.
Yeah, the aesthetic is really cool. I think this will be really fun. I wonder what this is like if you're playing by yourself. Do you play this against a computer? Does it suck? Is this an online multiplayer only thing? Like, I wonder how that shakes out.
I don't know. A lot of games kind of like this kind of style now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like there was one with the girl running in the thing. It kind of looked
Oh,
similar
what
to
a
it.
fantastic description! Like the
Yeah,
girl running in the
running
thing.
No,
Thanks,
I
Mike.
can't remember.
That really helped me narrow down which game
It
you were
was
talking
earlier
about.
in the stream, and I'm trying to remember what the hell it was, Joe. I mean, come on. I'm not perfect. What do you want from me? Anyway, back to this. This was a surprise. Like I've been watching up to this point, and it's been all right, okay. And then this kind of like the story and the way you go about it. Like you're going to die multiple times to
Right.
try to figure out what you're going to do. You have to solve the puzzle, which I like the concept. It's
Yeah, it
interesting.
reminds me a little bit of Super Hot in that way, but a very different gameplay, right? But it reminds me a little bit of Super Hot in the way that it's like a puzzle game masked as a shooter.
Yeah, it looks cool. I even like the guy that's talking.
That's true. They didn't really say whether or not this was going to be like single player, multiplayer.
I imagine single. I don't.
No, I think this is probably multiplayer first. There might be a single player thing because remember you're playing against one other assassin, right? Who's there to try to stop you. So I imagine that primarily this is multiplayer focused, right? But I'm curious to see what it looks like as far as that structure goes.
I think it's one of the cool things I like is that and this is what my hope based on what I'm seeing here. One of the things that we all don't like doing is playing a single player game like this, and then we die and we've got to go back and do the same stuff over and over again, right?
Right.
And it seems like this is going to give us some variety. Like, okay, it's okay to die because I think next time when I do it, I'm going to
You're gonna go
change
this
my
way.
strategy, or maybe the environment will change in some way, right? So it's new every time. It almost gives you something to look forward to in dying, which I think is a cool concept that we've probably never seen before. But anyways, what else you got?
Oh,
Style like
So-
the Ghostwire Tokyo, the style on that game is doing something. I'm not really sure what to think of that game, but I'm very interested.
Really?
well, Little Devil was the game I was trying to reference, Joe. Just for the record, I'll leave it at that.
Little devil.
Just wanted to go back and mention that. But anyway,
Let me pull this one up because am I still sharing my screen? No, here, hold on. Let me give you a screen share here. This game, and I don't know what it is. Like I get some of the games that come out from Japan are almost too like culturally, I don't know, anchored. I don't even know what the word I'm using for it, if you know what I mean. Like if I think about, there's some game companies out there. Let me pause it real quick because I can't think and watch. But like there's some game companies out there during
that's
like
Joe farting for those.
I
that are
know. I don't know
listening.
what's going on in the background there.
That's
Sorry.
Joe
Apologies to
farting.
anybody that's listening to this audio only. Holy cow, he's got a machete. I don't know what's happening there. Anyways, there are a lot of Japanese games that come out, and sometimes they make it over to the States, and sometimes they do well. Most of the time, they just kind of fit in with a very niche kind of group or crowd, And I hate to say it's the anime crowd; it's not always them, but that's who they seem to like. Somebody that's really into Japanese culture and that sort of thing. And when I see a game like this, it is one of the. It feels like it's one of these games. But to your point, when I was watching, I was like, okay, this is kind of intriguing. One, I get to run around Tokyo, which I'll never probably get to do. And then that would be the big selling point. Like if they've rendered the entire city like down to the fine points of it all, I think that'd be awesome because I think it would, one, demonstrate the power of the PlayStation 5 and then certainly give you just the opportunity to kind of run around Tokyo like a madman. And then two, this whole ghost element, which is I know is huge in Japan, right? Demons and ghosts and all of that. So there's two things going for it there from that perspective. But the graphics, I don't know. They seem kind of weird to me, a little bit off. It seems very culturally fitting for Japan. I don't know if it'll translate very well to America. Maybe it will. I don't know. But
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in a world where games like the Persona games and
yes, that's a good example.
right, those are really popular here now. So I don't see this being unsuccessful here, because of the style. But just like this looks cool. This is very weird looking, and the gameplay. I mean, you don't get a lot of it here. You get a little bit, but this stuff all looks really interesting. Like, it's like magical ghost combat stuff. I don't know. It looks depending on how fast it is, I guess. I mean, it looks like it could be pretty intense. Like, it definitely has me intrigued. Like, I want to see more. I definitely want to see more of what this is.
What about you, Mike Rondo? Is this a game that you'd pick up?
No, Mike doesn't play anything that was made after Road Rash.
That's not true. That's not true.
So what is it you like about Road? Is it the soundtrack? Was it the sound garden that was in Road Rash?
No, I like the violence, to be honest.
Mike, have you tried Road Redemption yet? I've told you about it like 8 times.
No, I've been meaning to do that. I just haven't got to it. But I'll get there. I'm just, you know what? Let me just love Road Rash, okay? Road Rash 2 is actually...
I'm telling you, I've been telling you like a dozen times now about a game that is the spiritual successor to Road Rash that I believe even has some of the same people working on it.
Well, first off,
that is riding on motorcycles and attacking people, but is not 40 years old.
Never. I never listened to you. Let's talk about Hitman 3.
Yeah, I'm all in on Hitman 3.
Because it's been a while since I wanted to be Agent 47. And
did you play Hitman 2?
No, I haven't played Hitman since it first came out. Like it's been eons.
So Hitman and Hitman 2, the most recent like reboot of the series.
Yep.
They changed these games in a way that is magnificent. They're not really even close to what they used to be, and they're so good. You should definitely pick up. You can probably pick up Hitman and Hitman 2 for like nothing at this point. You should play them. Also, the storyline is pretty intense, and this is like the final chapter in that story arc. So you should probably check that out.
They did say that.
I've never played any of the Hitman games.
Really?
Oh, they're so good. It's so good.
And I think it was because I was like, when the first one came out, I thought, oh, okay, it's another. And I may be wrong. I'm trying to remember what I was thinking. I think it's another first-person shooter. I'm an assassin. Okay, no big deal. I've already done that many times, but it definitely has a following. I have to give it that. I mean, heck, they made a movie. The movie's, I think, tanked.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, that's usually a good sign of the popularity, at least, right?
So this is another. So this is one of those like. Well, up until the reboot, it was very much so a like. Figure out how to complete these contract kills. It's like a third-person thing.
Yeah.
You have to find the right way to manipulate the environment to successfully kill your target without getting caught, and then leave. You get raided on witnesses, whatever. The reboot, Hitman 1, now 2 and 3, they give you a target and they put you in this like really richly populated world, lots of people, lots of things, and you get to just figure out however you want. There's any way you want to complete the thing. It's up to you. There's not like a right way and a wrong way. And it leads to some like really, really fun, really silly things. Like the game seems hyper serious, but like one of the weapons is an exploding rubber duck. And you can like you can get really silly with it and also stay kind of serious. It's very fun. you get a little bit coming up right after this. You get a little bit of gameplay to kind of get an idea of what this looks like, or maybe this is. It might actually not be in the trailer. It might have been just in the conference. They had a guy talk about it a little bit. Yeah. And they showed some gameplay in that. But yeah, I think this is going to be really great. I'm really excited for this.
I may check it out. Although
it was made after Road Rash. You're not going to.
Oh, you're such a jerk. Anyway, Resident Evil, which is a game I haven't played in 1,000 years. I know my old co-host Brian from the Cantina Cast is a big Resident Evil fan, and of course we got the Village. Looked really cool. Oh, hey, what do we got here?
Oh, here we
What's-
go. What was
what's
this here?
This one. We should just do a segment
He's
on
trying to
commercials.
save us money.
Look at that camera, Albert.
Wickaby.
See that? See, you can save on a lens. You need a lens, right?
Yeah. This guy looks like Mike Rondo like 50, 20 years ago.
No,
30.
30
That's
years ago.
30 years ago.
Sorry. What are we looking at here? Oh, Resident Evil 8.
This doesn't
Pull
this
you in?
doesn't get me.
No.
I kind of fell off the Resident Evil thing once they kind of reimagined the series with 7.
I don't
like-
know anymore. I know the characters. I know they keep bringing back characters. I don't know if it's the same character. They just reuse the name over and over again. Like
It's like-
Sid.
It's a
and
whole different
whatever.
thing now. It's like a way more of a horror game. It's not really like the Umbrella Corps Resident Evil thing anymore. There's like werewolves and shit now.
So it's more like pulling from the movie, or the movie pulled from the more newer versions of this.
It's even a step beyond the movies, where it's more so just like it's just a zombie werewolf. There's witches in it now. Like
I don't know. This appeals
what-
to me
it's-
for some reason.
it's not really attached to that original, like, hey, it's a chemical weapon and you're a cop thing. It's gone from that. They're cool horror games still, but I lost interest.
I could see why. I mean, but I think I like this because it's like it's that, well, I guess that old New England witches, werewolves type, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Maybe there's a level in here where you're at a monastery and you see a ghost with no
Yes.
head.
It could be. You see right there. There's the monastery right
There's
there.
a
Al.
monastery. Yeah.
There it is, right there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's intriguing. I don't know if I'll actually play it. It just looks interesting to me.
It's got a following. I mean, there's definitely people that
Yeah.
love this thing and love the series and are really into it. And I was excited to see Chris Redfield, and only because I remember him from like PS1, PS2. I think I stopped at maybe Resident Evil 5 is probably when I jumped off. But
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What's scarier, this mystical horror thing, or the chemicals with the corporation there? I don't know. I think that's more frightening than this. Like, I don't know. It's just me.
I like
don't
how
know,
they
it's just a
make
nice.
I like how they like show you. Oh, Village 8. I get it.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
thank you.
It's way too clever for its own good.
Yeah.
That's like Mike Rondo did that. That's how good that is. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm done with my whatever. So, whatever you would like to talk about, Albert.
Well, we've got. Are you done with your games?
Oh yeah, I don't have too much.
Oh, sorry. Let me pull up mine real quick. 'cause
Let me guess. Demon Souls.
No, not Demon Souls.
I thought you
Oh.
would've
Is
What
it
was that?
is it Bug Snacks?
No.
That thing
Pragmatic?
looked so weird.
It's not or is it Horizon Forbidden West? No.
Let's see. Where is
Is it Oddworld? Is yours Oddworld?
no.
NBA 2K21.
That's Road Rash.
Here we go. Yeah.
Look at
I'm
this.
telling you. How do you not? It says Joe right there. Joe. I mean, you get the chains.
Chains,
You know?
yeah. You got Soundgarden playing in the background.
Exactly. This is.
Wow, you can do
you
all of
need.
this in Road Redemption, and it's not 45 years old.
You know, Joe, it's about nostalgia, okay? I mean, come on. It's awesome.
There you go.
Here we go. Here we
This is
go.
When
look,
you
look at
Google
Mike
Road
Rondo there.
Rash the game, the first result is Road Redemption. By the way,
That's just blasphemy.
Is this what you loved?
Yeah.
Getting the
Right here,
punch
you gotta
people here.
throw the
Here it
punch.
comes.
Throw the
Oh,
punch.
the kick. Oh,
Oh.
he's out.
Amateur. All right. Anyway, get to your game.
No, sorry, folks. We're not gonna look at Road Rash. So yeah, my game is Horizon.
Why is that?
Well, did y'all ever play the original?
I
Can't
fell
say
off
that
of
I
it. I didn't finish it. I got it when it came out. There was a couple other games that came out right in that same window that hooked me more, and I didn't. Horizon never got me.
Yeah, I don't know. What's going on here? Oh, here we go. This is the one I was waiting for the most, and like
It
I
looks
was
cool.
watching this with all of my kids, and we were just squealing because they've all played it. They all love it. We're
looks
invested
really
in the
good.
character, and the idea that we are getting to go so in Horizon, you really are outside of there's not a big variation in the environments, right? And that's not a slight. There's plenty. The world's plenty large enough for you to kind of roam around, but what they're introducing in this with like going underwater, and some of the other scenes and settings and stuff, it seems so much more expansive on a game that was already pretty big in itself. So, and that was my only complaint about the game. It didn't feel big enough, as big as it was. So I'm pretty excited that this is definitely looks to be even larger. And then there's new robots or machines, like the whatever it was, the Mastodon and all that they show there at the very end. But I think more than anything, this game was really about the character itself, Alloy, and really kind of. I don't want to spoil. I'm trying not to spoil anything. That's why I'm trying to choose my words carefully.
Oh, just spoil it. Who cares?
It's a very character-driven story.
It is, and when you
Yeah.
realize when you start the game, you realize you have no idea that this is actually Earth, right? You have no idea what happened to the world, and this is actually way in the future. And I've already spoiled the entire game for you, but you kind of find out little bits and pieces as the game goes on. I mean, I think they did a really good job of kind of making that story play out the way they did, and I don't know, you just get really invested in the story and the characters. And look at that's a snapjaw right there, which is really cool to see.
Doing a Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan here.
Yeah, the Gungans are down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He's alike.
this looks really good, and it makes me want to go back and maybe give the first one another try. Now that it's not like competing with Breath of the Wild and a couple other games that came out like the same week as this did.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's kind of hard to compete with that one.
So, I mean, it does look really good. Like some of this stuff, that's the big takeaway from this for me. Looking through this game, this press conference or whatever you want to call this, that Sony put on.
That guy's a jerk, by the way.
They seem to leverage the power
Like
that
Rondo,
they
everybody.
make the environments seem way bigger and more expansive in kind of all of these games in a way that I'm really excited for. Like draw distance and stuff doesn't really seem to be
Like a thing.
a thing anymore,
Yeah,
right?
Like a limitation of some sort. Oh yeah, this is the part that I was just like, whoa. So I want
Yeah,
to
stuff
kill.
always
I want to
cool.
kill that thing. I mean, that's the thing about the game, right? Is you see these kind of creatures, and the exciting thing is killing them and figuring out, where their weak spots are, and using your focus to kind of analyze them and do all that stuff. And unless
It's
you
a
play the
little-
game, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But that's the exciting part of it.
It's a little bit Shadows of the Colossus, right? With figuring that stuff out, but
Yeah, that's a good reference.
but it's not quite the same. Like Shadow of the Colossus was cool, but it was very formulaic, right? You'd have to do like the same, climb up the thing, stab it in the back, fall off, climb up the thing, stab it in the back, fall off, whatever. But it does have some of that DNA in it, where you, like you said, you got to analyze the targets and find the weak spots and figure out, like there's some tactical nature to that.
Yeah.
But this does look really cool.
That
Everything
elephant
looks
is how
gorgeous.
I am in the morning. That's what I look like in the morning when I wake up.
The dead fish right there.
No, the elephant
Oh,
getting mad, waking up.
Elephant, sorry.
That's me. Usually when my daughter wakes me up. Little terror that she is. But it looks cool. It looks intriguing, but I don't know if
I really always loved the character design for Aloy.
Yes.
That's a cool looking character to build a franchise around.
Yeah.
I think,
All right. What else you got? Joe, do you have any more games?
Right. No, I think that's kind of. I mean, there's a bunch of games here. I mean, the Oddworld thing is cool to see that come back. I'm kind of excited for the Demon Souls remake. I've always liked those games. Godfall. I mean, all of these things seem cool. I mean, there was a couple that I was like, that's fine, but for the most part, I mean, besides the NBA 2K being the wettest trailer I've ever seen in my life, those dudes were like uncomfortably sweaty.
That was the
It was
dumbest
so gross.
trailer. Because I mean, they came on. I forget who it was. The guy from the Pelicans was like, "You're not ready for this," and then they didn't show anything. And I made the joke. Well, apparently they weren't ready either because there was really nothing for us to watch outside of one guy playing by himself, taking
sweating
shots, sweating
profusely.
sweating profusely.
Like just like water running out of himself. It was
Wasn't
so bad.
excited about that. The other one that stood out for me was the Destruction All Stars, and I don't know why because I guess I was thinking more of like the Demolition Derby, like one of the original PlayStation 5 like launch title. It wasn't a launch title, but it was really early
Twisted
on.
Metal.
Twisted Metal. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't Twisted Metal. But this one looked fun. It's been a while since I've played a really good Demolition Derby kind of game. I'm gonna fast forward here. Plus, I mean, they've got a guy like it looks like a lucha libre right there. So,
yeah, those can be like those like card combat kind of things. Can be a ton of fun.
And they're always better if you're playing like single player. These don't really do much for me, but
no,
you get 4 people together in a room or even
Right.
online headsets and stuff. That's where the fun kind of kicks in, and I can kind of see this going that direction.
Yes, I'm playing music.
Albert, did you ever play Vigilante 8 on the N64?
Are you not watching this?
No, I can't. We can't.
Sorry,
See
I didn't.
Yeah, it helps if you show it, Albert.
Hey, can't see this. Yeah. I'm just
there
filling
you
it.
go. We
Welcome
are
back.
an awesome production. Let me just say, I don't recall.
Sorry, did I ever play what now? Vigilante 8?
Yeah, that's
I
a car
did
combat
not.
N64 game.
No, I didn't. Same kind of thing.
Yeah, like guns on the cars and stuff, but similar idea. See, this does look really cool. And I think this will be one of those ones that like really highlights the like number of pieces of car on the track and
Right.
explosions and
that stay on the track the entire time, which would be cool.
shrapnel and like even that
look
crash.
at
There was
the-
so much particle in that crash.
Look at the particles on the glass. Exactly. See if we can watch that again. And you're probably not seeing this if you're listening, but yeah, I mean that's just nuts.
Yeah, this is a very visually oriented episode today. So sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Go
well,
watch all these trailers and then listen to this.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that looks dangerous. I wouldn't stand on the car during this, but this looks really cool.
And that's the thing is like it looks like you can get out of your vehicle. I don't know where your vehicle
Yeah,
is
I
at
don't-
the time, but being able to get out there in Demolition Derby kind of thing, that'd be kind of crazy.
I mean, so abstract out. How do you guys think this was? Do you think? I mean, I was watching this live on YouTube, and the live comments were just like a never-ending stream of "Rip Xbox" or "Microsoft is fucking done." Like,
Oh, come on.
Oh,
No.
come on.
do you
Stop
think?
it. You know what?
I mean, it's
I can't
excessive,
stand-
but do you think, like, clearly the first Xbox showcase, whatever it was, a couple weeks ago, was not received well, but that was, I think, more so because there was no gameplay at all in that whole thing. But how do you think this was? Do you think this is like a good win for Sony? I think this was a really good showing. I think this is better than I expected it to be.
I would say we didn't talk about Sackboy, but that was another one. And we're out of time. I don't want to talk about that, but that's another one I'm looking forward to. I would say for the PlayStation 5, it was, I would agree, better than I was expecting, especially given, we didn't get, I mean, part of these big announcement type things is that, you get people up there, they start talking about it, they get you all hyped up, and all that was ripped out. We had a couple of,
Get an
developers.
orchestra, and some people dancing on stage.
Yeah, right. I
and-
mean, you get all the cinematics and the flair and all that, and we didn't get any of that. This is just, it seemed like it was really just a stream of trailers, which was cool because you just got right down to the nitty gritty, if you will, right? Which I thought was good.
And a lot of them. I was expecting like 6 games. There's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. But there were a lot of games that I'm kind of like, yeah, doesn't seem like a PlayStation 5 game. That seems like a PS3 download game that somebody did for like $10. And and I'm not knocking the game at all. It just didn't seem like it was cutting edge. And maybe there wasn't enough there for me to really kind of say that it was because I don't have gameplay and I don't know the game mechanics.
Well, I think some of that for sure, but I think some of what like I was trying to keep this in mind watching this. So Sony got ahead of this a little bit, and I think it's unfortunate effect of the times. They did only stream this at 1080p, 30 frames per second because they were streaming this from like homes, right? And I think a couple of times where I thought things looked a little not smooth may have been a consequence of that 30 frames per second. And I think that plays in. But to your point, there's definitely some games here that seem easily doable on a PS4.
Yeah.
Right.
I said PS3. I meant PS4. Right.
Yeah, but I knew I knew we were
I was
coming
going
from
way back in time.
Yeah, I'm going way back. But yeah, no, otherwise I would say, yeah, I think it was good. I enjoyed it. It was I was tired of them teasing the look of the PlayStation 5 the entire time and all the weird cinematic stuff. I mean, I could have done without that, to be honest. But beyond that, it was good.
Considering I actually liked, not that I'm the biggest IGN fan, but I like how they did this. Went pretty well. I thought the whole thing and the way they did it, Sony, the way they just, like you said, Albert, get to the point. Maybe Celebration, even though it's probably going to get canceled, maybe they should do something like this and say, hey, here you go. I don't know. We'll see. But
did you guys watch the video? Did you watch the Sony stream, or did you watch it from one of the hosts that were doing? They had like IGN had 3 hosts that were kind of streaming it and talking over it.
I watched Sony actually.
Okay.
I watched the Sony stream first, and then while I was working out today, I watched the Giant Bomb stream again, where they talked over it, just to kind of get some perspectives on it, other than my own, to see if I was being crazy, and also see it again before we talked about it. So
confirmation that you are.
Yes, confirmation.
I mean,
crazy.
Yeah, I'm totally batshit crazy. That's
not as crazy as me because I like Road Rash. But hey, what can I say?
You're not crazy. You're just ancient. There's a difference.
Wow, Joe.
Hey, before we go, I got one other thing I want to share.
The Star Wars game coming out?
No, that was kind of a disappointment that we didn't get to see that.
Yeah, I know. What?
So I got.
Oh yeah.
I have. I got to get a new shirt.
All of them.
Journey.
All of them.
So do they have the Journey video game shirt?
No, they don't. But I like this guy over here. It's 1981 over, if you can see on the far right here. That one looks good. But I mean, look at this. They got this one with the tapes on there.
Tapes are cool.
Copyright strike just showing these images.
But this is 80s Tea. Have you guys ever bought anything from 80s Tees?
I think they're too expensive.
They are ridiculously expensive, and I don't understand. And I get it. They tout themselves as having the official licenses. You don't have to worry about anything. And I get there's probably some money that they have to pay, and it's upping the cost of these shirts. But man, I mean, you look at this: $39, $60 for a T-shirt, and they have sales every once in a while. You can get them for like 30% off, but you still have to pay shipping on these.
I would never in my life pay $69 for a T-shirt.
Yeah, like
I would never.
44 right here, $44.79. From
I was gonna buy there was a He-Man one, and then there was the actual. They had a Dungeons and Dragon one.
Yes,
but they had the guy on it, the guy with the helmet, the blue helmet. Albert, I can't remember his name. What the hell was his name? He was in the cartoon, I believe.
Yeah, he only had like one little horn.
Yeah, whatever. I had the action figure as a kid, so I was like, I want to get that. It was like $40. I'm like, I'm not getting that for that. Give me a break.
Yeah, most of the shirts are about $35, $40, and they've got some great stuff. I mean, they've really got some really cool looking T-shirts. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it's a little pricey.
The Journey
isn't
worth that.
Look at that San Francisco one, man.
Yeah, no, that's.
I spend like $20. This is I've got an Arnold shirt on, a Predator. You see the Arnold and Carl Weathers there clasping arms on the front of the chest.
Nice.
I don't spend more than like.
Oh yeah.
It's time to lift, you son of a beep.
I don't spend more than like $25 on a T-shirt ever in my whole life ever. There's nothing on this that I would pay more money for. They're neat. Are they like super premium T-shirts?
Yeah, they're good. They're good quality. Like maybe I'm being too harsh, but I just like you said, I can't see paying more than like $25 for a T-shirt. I don't care what it is. I don't care who it is.
Because I wanted to buy like 5 shirts, and then like 2 shirts was like I'm like, no, I ain't doing that.
By 5 shirts, it's $300.
Exactly.
Ass.
No, that's crazy. Sorry. Nope.
All right. Well,
I guess we should.
You guys were no help whatsoever. I was looking.
I told you to buy the first 4.
Get the. By the way, the Bill and Ted thing that looks awful.
The movie?
Yeah, that looks.
No, it looks great. No one cares what you think. You're wrong. You're always wrong. Stop being so old.
It looks
things
like
coming
shit.
out. New things happen that aren't you. And things that you love from your childhood, and it's okay, Mike. You can let things continue to happen.
I was not a big Bill and Ted fan, to be honest. I wasn't that big of a fan.
Doesn't shock me.
That movie,
with your taste, it doesn't shock me.
Well, listen. The movie looks like it's gonna suck. Go to Albert. Go to Dungeons and Dragons. Do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you. They've got some, and this you're right, because I was looking at these a lot, and I never picked one up. I still haven't, but Father's Day's coming up, so
scroll down. Yeah,
but I mean, look at this. I mean, they got some great.
These are some pretty cool ones. I like that one a lot.
Strongheart.
Yeah.
Uni and Bobby.
Keep going.
You were talking about.
Where is he? I forget his name.
Yeah, honestly, I do too, and I'm quite ashamed.
There he is, right there, the blue shirt.
Yeah, this guy. I have this one, but in red.
But that's the guy who had his action figure. I kind of want
War
the shirt.
Duke. That's his name. Yeah, War Duke.
So I kind of want to get it.
And these are all officially licensed. I mean, so it's. I mean, that's really cool, right? That they did that. But yeah, I can't. That's. I mean, $38. Come on. Guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. Anyway,
I need this one. That's a secret.
All right.
Anyways,
we're gonna end the show now because
All right. We've gotten down the '80s T-shirt rabbit hole. That's probably a good sign for the week.
The journey reference. We're gonna get sued just for showing the images anyway. So,
So we won. We won last time. We're fine.
Well, we did. We kind of won. Not really, but in any case,
we won. It's a win.
What is that?
The Whataburger cookie that I'm about to eat while we head out.
Oh, brother.
I'm jealous.
Well, I guess we should go. Maybe we can play a little bit more for Jonesy. Little ice cream man.
Hey, Jonesy's coming back.
Jonesy's coming back.
Not supposed to say anything, Albert.
Well, if anybody's watching the show, then this is your Easter egg sneak peek.
Very end of the show. Little thanks for sticking around through all of this shit.
I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Great, I can finally retire. Woohoo!
You heard it here first. So, but we're not announcing it just yet. We're gonna do a big thing once it comes out. But that's official. I'll be back in 2 weeks.
You were supposed to be hush on that, Albert. Anyway,
I know.
We're gonna end the stream now for legal reasons before we get sued for something. All right, we're out of here, guys. We'll see you probably next week unless something happens. I don't know. And I get a fly in here that I've been trying to kill for the past hour and 13 minutes, and I'm gonna kill him now.
Oh, is that why you weren't paying any attention through the whole show?
Yes. Well, that and you were boring me, Joe. But I'm gonna go and kill him now. With this magazine.
Good luck.
All right, we're gonna end this now. So
the outro.
Goodbye, everybody.
Is there an outro? Do we have an outro yet? What are you doing, man?
There you go. There's your outro. That's your outro. I'm going to kill the fly. Yep. Another copyright strike. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.